everybody, it's time to get bent. Go get bent. Alright, Kimmel's Irish Pub, bringing the humor to you. DirecTV, just happened to scroll through to see what they have on DirecTV that I haven't seen, and I saw Bent. Never heard of it, but it stars Karl Urban, Sofia Vergara, and Andy Garcia. So, I mean, hey. And it's about some cop who connects a murder with a government conspiracy. So, seems like spies, mystery, intrigue, if you will, maybe a little romance, I don't know. Throw it all in there, and you're going to come out with a 96-minute movie. We'll see. 5.2 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes critics have not reviewed it yet, or there's no score for it. And I think the audience had it at an 80%. That just, yeah, let me double check that before I give you all those false numbers. So yeah, 83% from the audience. So who knows? Who knows what we're in for? We're going to check it out. I'm going to check it out. And I'm either going to save you some time or find you a little ace in the hole. So stick around, and I'll come back to you and tell you a little bit more about it. Alright. Hey everybody. Time for a quick check-in. 48 minutes, 1 second. We're watching Bent. Not too much to share because I am not following so well. So I'll tell you what I do know. Karl Urban is what appears to be a cop at the beginning of this movie. At the beginning of the movie, some lady blows up in a car. Whatever. And then it shows Karl Urban, and he's hanging out in a bar with some girls singing. And he goes out with what appears to be his partner. They're going on duty. It seems like they're undercover cops. And they're going to make some kind of drug deal, is what seems like it's happening. And then the drug deal goes bad. And, you know, there evidently was other undercover cops on this boat where this drug deal was going down. So then flash forward, or, you know, then it goes 3 years later, and Karl Urban's in prison, and he's getting out 3 years later. So, trying to piece it together, it seems like now that he's out, he's no longer a cop, and that everybody has said that he was a dirty cop. He was taking money from these people, as well as he shot, or was involved in shooting the cop that was there. That was not shown, and not sure why it played out like that, but that's his deal. So he's an ex-cop because of all of that, and everybody hates him. And he's trying to solve his partner's death, to find out why. So he was shot by the kingpin on the boat, essentially. And so he's trying to find out why, and he's trying to piece it together, which involves the lady who got blown up in the very first scene. So I don't completely understand it, but now you got Karl Urban and Andy Garcia. It's funny, if you haven't seen, I did a review on Hangman, which was Karl Urban and Al Pacino and Brittany Snow. This is Karl Urban, Andy Garcia, and Sofia Vergara. So it's a little, I mean, not the same plot or anything like that, but I think it's funny. Next week I'll probably watch something with Karl Urban, Robert De Niro, and I don't know who the woman will be, but that's the mystery of it. Anyway, sorry, enough of that. So Andy Garcia seems to be like some kind of connection to the law enforcement. He doesn't seem like he's a cop. He hasn't said he's a cop. I haven't heard him say he's a cop, but he has some access to some of the files that he needs to help solve this mystery. But his wife says he shouldn't be helping him. So I don't know. I don't know their relationship that well. I thought it was father-son at first, but I don't think it is. So I lost that detail, and I'm watching intently of this movie, so I'm not drifting or checking my phone. And Sofia Vergara she is an agent in some government agency that they haven't released yet, FBI, CIA, something like that. And she's part of a bigger investigation that involves all of this. And Karl Urban's kind of infringing on what she's trying to do, because he's trying to figure it out. She's trying to figure it out, and so they're kind of butting heads a little bit, because he's not even a cop. He shouldn't be doing that. So that's how it is right now. So that's as much as I know. That's the plot, and we'll see. I'm sure, hopefully, they do a lot more explaining, so that I understand it at the end, because I missed it so far. I'm not picking up on everything, but you got the gist of it. So we'll see. I'll get back into it. Hopefully they tie it up in a nice little bow for me, and it makes sense. If not, you'll be hearing about it. Alright, see you in a bit. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Bent, and I forgot to mention it last time. I know why they call it Bent. Bent is, I think, meant for a dirty cop. Another term for a dirty cop. They use it multiple times throughout this movie. And, you know, as I had mentioned in the first check-in and the only check-in, it was a little confusing to me. They do help you out. They give you the actual storyline on everything like that. One thing still escapes me, or I can't put my finger on how. So they, you know, like, he's an undercover cop who goes in on a drug deal and they end up killing a cop, and they still put him away for prison. Like, there's no way for him to get out of that. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, he wasn't dirty, but he couldn't prove it. That's a flaw there. And while the movie was confusing at best in the beginning, like I said, they do explain it at the end, and they tie it all together for you. And it becomes almost ridiculous, the initial ending. And there's a small little twist there, and the twist happens for 2 minutes, and it's absurd. I think when that twist happens, and then they throw another little extra onto it, so that made it a little bit more entertaining for me. They layered it on there, and but that was about it. I was, because of that second little piece that I'm trying to refer to without giving it away, probably going to give it a 6. So that should tell you something. The acting, I don't know. I'm not sure if I like Karl Urban. Like I said, I've seen him in Hangman now, and in this, and I might have seen him in something else, but obviously I don't remember him. But he's smoldering and and intense the entire movie. So he's got that. I didn't like Andy Garcia's acting in this. He didn't come off as believable. I still don't know his relationship to Karl Urban's character. He does mention you were like a father figure to me at some point, but that development of that was not really there. Not that I felt. Modern Family is the only one that I really like her in. Sophia, I think she's better in a comedic role than she is as a FBI agent or whatever she is in this. So it was just, I don't know, not great. If you decide to watch it, make it through it. It is a little slow moving. It is possible you might lose interest throughout. The way the love interest part of it is, I don't know, weird. Real quick, he has a girl in the DMV that helps him. So even though he's an ex-cop and everybody hates him, this girl seems to help him out. But then he meets her, and she's like, hey, let's go out for a date. And, I got nothing going on tonight. Well, that never happens. It dissipates. And he moves on to something else. So there's a slight budding romance there. It's like real quick. It's not, I don't know how to explain it anymore. It's not, without ruining it, but it's very short, not well developed, and it happens, and doesn't impact, I think, the plot of this, because the first ending is so ridiculous. Anyway, I don't want to be long-winded because I don't want to bore you. In case you want to go out and be bored yourself and watch this. Nah, I wasn't bored. I shouldn't say that. Slow, not bored, somewhat entertaining, poor performances, and that's it. That's all I got. I did like his little hut that he lived in on the water, and that's it. I'm giving it a 6. I'm not going any farther. I now know what bent means, and that's it. I'll see you next time. Kimmel's Irish Pub.